The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here's the news edited by Lakshman Fonseca and read by Tilani Pires. Ranil Wickremesinghe sworn in as the 8th Executive President of Sri Lanka. The new Cabinet of Ministers will be appointed tomorrow. Saman Ekanayake has been appointed as the Secretary to the President. Arrest warrants issued for IUSF convener Anjana Ratnathera. Increased train fares. Burning Ranil's house, CID seeking public support for investigations. Protesters vacate, no deal Gama. Navy prevents an illegal migration attempt. CIA Chief Bill Burns says Sri Lanka made dumb bets on China. Today, in the presence of the Chief Justice, Ranil Wickremesinghe took the oath of office as the 8th Executive President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. Following a vote in Parliament on Wednesday, Ranil Wickremesinghe was elected as the new president. He received 134 votes compared to the other candidates with 82 votes for Dallas Alaperuma and 3 votes for Anura Kumara. The Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana SLBC, the largest political party in the legislature, supported Wickremesinghe, a 6-time former Prime Minister. Ranil Wickremesinghe was born on March 24, 1949. An alumnus of the Royal College Colombo, Wickremesinghe was later selected to the Faculty of Law of the University of Colombo and sworn in as a lawyer. He was elected to the Parliament for the first time in 1977, serving as Minister of Youth Affairs and Employment, while also being the youngest cabinet minister in the J.R. Javadan administration. At the age of 28, he served as a foreign minister. Later, he held cabinet ministerial positions for youth affairs, education, industry, science and technology. In addition, he held the positions of Leader of the House from March 6, 1989 to May 7, 1993, and Leader of the Opposition in the Sri Lankan Parliament from 1994 to 2001 and from 2004 to 2015. He was first elected to serve as Sri Lanka's Prime Minister on May 7, 1993. Ranil Wickremesinghe took over as Prime Minister for the 6th time on May 12, 2022, after Mahinda Rajapaksa's resignation on May 9th. He became the acting president from 14th, as per the Constitution, after the resignation of former President. Parliament then elected him to be the Executive President yesterday, July 20th. Tomorrow, July 22, 2022, the President will name the new Cabinet of Ministers according to the President's media division. The swearing-in ceremony will take place at the Prime Minister's office on Flower Road in Colombo 7, according to a statement from the PMD. The PMD also announced that tomorrow's appointment of a new Cabinet of Ministers will begin at 9 a.m. Saman Ekanayake has been appointed as the Secretary to the President. Ranil Wickremesinghe, the recent elected President, made the appointment before his new position. He served as the Prime Minister's Secretary. The Inter-University Students' Federation convener, Vasantha Mudalige, and Venerable Ratkarawe Janaratnathera have both received arrest warrants from the Colombo Fort Magistrates Court. The police filed a complaint against them for organizing an unlawful assembly and posing an unreasonable obstruction in 2021, and warrants have been issued today for their failure to appear in the district courts. The General Manager of Sri Lanka Railways has announced that increased train fares will be in effect as of midnight on July 22nd. The relevant Gazette notification regarding the train fare revision, which was issued by Bandula Gunawardena, the Minister of Transportation, has already been made public. As a result, steps have been taken to update the rail fares for both freight and passenger transportation. As a result, the minimum train fare has been raised from 10 rupees to 20 rupees. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. In order to find the suspects responsible for torching President Ranil Wickremesinghe's home on July 9th during protests, the Criminal Investigations Department, the CID, has appealed for help from the general public. The public has been asked to send images or video of those responsible for the unauthorized entry, the house fire, and the damage to the president's vehicle. The public has been asked to send images and videos to the police on WhatsApp number 071 859 4950. That number once again, 071 859 950. Police added that the evidence will aid the CID's ongoing investigations into the incident. The Sri Lanka Navy has detained 33 people who attempted to emigrate illegally to another country by sea. The suspects were apprehended this morning during a search operation conducted in the waters of Negombo. The Navy reported that the capture came about as a result of intercepting a suspicious local fishing trawler this morning off the coast of Negombo. Of the 33 people in the group, 19 are men, including the trawler's crew of 4, 9 women and 5 children. The local multi-day fishing trawler used for illegal sea voyage was also detained by the Navy. That concludes local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The General Manager of Sri Lanka Railways has announced that increased train fares will be in effect as of midnight on July 22nd. The relevant Gazette notification regarding the train fare revision, which was issued by Bandula Gunawardena, the Minister of Transportation, has already been made public. As a result, steps have been taken to update the rail fares for both freight and passenger transportation. As a result, the minimum train fare has been raised from 10 rupees to 20 rupees. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on Watch Light tonight, the Minister of Power and Energy says Sipetco filling stations will now dispense full based on the last digit of the vehicle's license plate starting today until July 25th. Number plates ending with 012 Tuesday and Saturday, 345 Thursday and Sunday, and number plates ending with 6789 Monday, Wednesday and Friday. For now, Sipetco gas stations will only pump fuel worth 1,500 rupees for motorcycles. The cap has been set at 2,000 rupees for three-wheelers. The maximum fuel that can be dispensed to other vehicles is currently 7,000 rupees. That came to in Watchlight. Moving on with world news and the headlines first. CIA Chief Bill Burns says Sri Lanka made dumb bets on China. Nord Stream resumes pumping gas to Europe. Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi resigns. The head of the CIA says that the economic collapse of Sri Lanka was caused by dumb bets on high-debt Chinese investments. Speaking at the Aspen Security Forum, he added the error should serve as a warning to other countries. He said since Sri Lanka failed to take action to restructure its debts in conversation with IMF and that China's debt trap, diplomacy has contributed to the crisis. He continued saying that countries should take a lesson from a place like Sri Lanka today, heavily indebted to China, which has made some really dumb bets about its economic future and are suffering quite catastrophic both economic and political consequences as a result. After warnings that it might reduce or stop altogether, Russia has resumed pumping gas to Europe through its largest pipeline. After a 10-day maintenance break, the Nord Stream 1 pipeline was restarted, though at a lower capacity. In case Russia cut off Europe's supply, the European Commission urged nations to reduce gas consumption by 15% over the following months. 40% of the natural gas used in Europe last year came from Russia. Germany was the largest importer on the continent in 2020, but it now only depends on Russian gas 35% of the time. At some point, it wants to completely stop utilizing Russian gas. Mario Draghi has resigned as Prime Minister of Italy 1.5 years after his appointment. After 3 parties in his government refused to support him in a vote of confidence, the previous evening he informed President Sergio Mattarella that he was stepping down. Early elections are anticipated for this autumn, and the President asked him to continue serving as an interim President. Back to the world news headlines. CIA Chief Bill Burns says Sri Lanka made dumb bets on China. Nord Stream resumes pumping gas to Europe. Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi resigns. That ends world news. Coming up, development news. Sri Lanka's growth is expected to slow down by 7.6% 6% in 2022, according to the Asian Development Bank. ADB and economic activity will remain weak in 2023. The Asian Development Bank, ADB, stated in its most recent economic review, Sri Lanka is faced with a number of complex issues that are only getting worse due to long-standing fiscal and current account deficits that have triggered the sovereign debt and balance of payment crisis. The report claims that the lack of foreign currency has sparked a severe energy crisis that is affecting economic activity across all economic sectors, endangering food security, leading to shortages of other necessities, and undermining consumer and investor confidence. The ADB also added that inflation is squeezing disposable income and deterring investment, and that the negative effects of a ban on chemical fertilizer on agriculture have aggravated the effects of the balance of payments crisis. It also said that the economy is being slowed down by the tight monetary policy being used to control inflation, revenue-based fiscal consolidation, and expenditure rationalization. That came to you in development news.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Sri Lanka's longest-running cricket encounter between Premier Boys Schools Royal College Colombo 7 and St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia commenced today. The Battle of the Blues began for the 143rd year for the prestigious Right Honourable D.S. Senanayake Memorial Shield at the SSC grounds. The Royal Tomian is the second largest and longest uninterrupted cricket series in the entire world. St. Thomas's College is the current holder of the shield after winning the 140th Battle of the Blues in 2019. Gushan Balasuriya is the captain of Royal team, and Sri Lanka under-19 cricketer Ryan Fernando is leading the St. Thomas's team. Royal College won the toss and elected to field. St. Thomas's College had scored 207 runs with 6 wickets gone by the end of the day. That ends sports news.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSP U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Vish Govindaswamy, chairman of the Ceylon Chambers of Commerce, claims that business confidence in Sri Lanka is at its lowest point in years. Speaking to Squawk Box Asia on CNBC, he said business confidence is probably at its lowest since I've been in business. It's probably the most difficult times that we have faced, but we are resilient. He also added the businesses are making sure we survive through this difficult time, but reforms are absolutely necessary. That was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSP U Trust.
Economic News, courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And on economic news, official data shows Sri Lanka's government debt increased to approximately 126% of GDP in the first quarter of 2022, with central bank debt accounting for nearly 10% of GDP's foreign debt. By March 2022, Sri Lanka's central government debt had increased to 21.6 trillion rupees, representing 117.4% of the country's revised GDP, up from 104.6% when a flexible exchange rate collapsed from 200 to 360 to the US dollar under the weight of a surrender requirement and low rates. with the Monetary Authority borrowing money to finance either imports or debt repayments after printing money, government debt held by the central bank increased to 127% of GDP. That was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And to conclude the weather forecast, the Western Province, as well as the Gaul and Mathura districts will experience several spells of showers according to the Meteorology Department. Several locations will experience rain or thunder showers during the evening or night. Some locations in the provinces of Sabaragamuwa, Central, Uber, Eastern and North Central can expect moderately heavy showers of about 75 millimeters. The general public is kindly asked to take the necessary precautions to reduce damages caused by lightning and temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. That was the weather report. And now to this news broadcast, the main points once again. Ranil Wickremesinghe sworn in as the 8th Executive President of Sri Lanka. The new Cabinet of Ministers will be appointed tomorrow. Saman Ekanaik has been appointed as the Secretary to the President. Arrest warrants issued for IUSF convener and Jinaratana Thera. Increased train fares. Burning Ranil's house. CID seeking public support for investigations. Protesters vacate, no deal Gama. Navy prevents an illegal migration attempt. CIA Chief Bill Burns says Sri Lanka made dumb bets on China. That ends this news broadcast.